Good evening, everybody. My name is Baso. Today's video is shoulder mobility. So I'm gonna do two different exercises with shoulder mobility, both exercise with and without weights. So the weights, I'm turning into a mobility and also a strength training exercise with adding the weights. So before I get into the mobility exercises, I'm gonna demonstrate a couple of exercises I do, dynamic exercises I do before I work out. So I'm gonna demonstrate 3 different ones that you can do. Just depends on your mobility, which one you can or cannot do. I give you the easiest one first and then the more difficult one third. But before you do any of these, make sure you consult with your doctor to make sure you get clearance. Now, all these workouts, again, there's no one exercise fix all. You just got to use a combination of different things, but you got to stay consistent with the exercise anywhere from 3 to 6 months. You can't expect one exercise just to cure it. Your body's so complex, different muscles pulling on different muscles, so bones, so you just have to try it, stay consistent with it. But definitely the key is with the consistency. So let me demonstrate 3 warm-up dynamics before I get started. So the easiest one is I do windmills. I go forward. I do about 20 to 25, and then I go backwards. So that's actually the easier way. If you want to make it a little bit more complex to see where your mobility is really in your shoulder, the easiest way, the next way to do it is to do the windmills on the wall. So I usually put one hand against my back and then I push my shoulders back. The closer you are to the wall, the more difficult it is. So the key to this is see how mobile you are without moving your opposite shoulder. So I'm gonna take my hand, go slow. See how my arm doesn't bend and my shoulder doesn't come forward. So I'll do anywhere between 20 to 25. See how my shoulder's not moving forward and my arm's not bending. If your shoulders come forward or your arms bend, just step away a little further and then just work your way into getting closer to the wall. The closer you get to the wall, the more difficult. So don't do this and then that makes it easier. Use your hand, push your shoulders back and then go around. So do 20, 25 of those. And then the next one, this is my favorite because I deviate the tension on it. So the stronger you are, the more you want to pull closer together. So once you put your hand together, you want to pull it apart and you want to go front to back. See how my arm doesn't bend? I keep the tension on the band. You want to do about 20 to 25 of these. Now what you don't want to do is you go here and you start doing this and your arms collapse. That means you're not strong enough to do that. So you can just grab it by your finger, by your thumbs, and you can just go like this. Just keep your arms straight. Based on your mobility and your strength, it determines which one you can do. The more tension, the help breaks up that tightness in your upper body and your shoulders. So the next one, which is a little more difficult, so is using a stick. So it doesn't flex, doesn't expand or anything. So this one here is a little bit more difficult. The closer you grab it, the more difficult, just depending on the length of the stick. Now this, you can use your broom handle, mop stick, so you don't have to go buy a dowel rod. You can just use what you have at the house. So you, again, depending on your mobility, the closer, the more difficult it is. So just based on your mobility. So grab the stick at the end. See how my arm doesn't bend? Over and back. All the way, touch your butt. See how my fist is closed? My hands are not open. If you have mobility issues, you'll open up and you'll end up doing like this. So it's okay. This is a little bit more difficult. Start with the windmill and work your way up to this or the resistance band. So just depends on your mobility. These you can do every day. You don't have to wait to do them to do an upper body exercise. So if you really want to loosen up your shoulders, you definitely want to do these every day. So let me get into the exercises. So the first mobility is the cone drill. And basically what you're trying to do is test your mobility. The key to this is for your forehead not to come off the ground. If you have to lift your head up, that means you're stiff and you don't have as good as mobility as you need to, so you can work on that. So we'll start off, show you the right way, and then I'm gonna show you, if you can't do that way, just do the modified version until you get better. So here, you lay flat down, or face down, I mean. Keep your arms straight, forehead down. And if you can't breathe, you can wrap a little towel and put it on your forehead so that way you got a little space so that you can breathe. So keep your forehead down, and you want to do mobility. So that's with no weights. Again, if you can't keep your head down, that's fine. This is easier to do based on mobility. The key is to it, consistency. So if I want to make this mobility into more of an exercise, then I can do a mobility / strengthening exercise as well. So what I do is just add weights to it. These are 2-pound weights. Now, they do make 1-pound weights. So what I would advise, start with the lowest weight. Start with 1 pound and then work your way to 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. Now keep in mind, these weights, if you've never done them before, they're very difficult. So when you try to do it with your body weight, you'll realize how difficult this movement is. So we'll start with 2 pounds. So I'm going to turn this mobility exercise into a mobility / strength training. Same concept, just adding weights. Palms down, try to keep your head down, and go. So do anywhere between 10 and 15 reps. As you progress and get better, you can increase the reps. Try to do about 3 to 5 sets. So beginners, I would just start with about 3 sets. So the next mobility drill, I demonstrate it with just my body weight, just a mobility drill. Help with your rotator cuff, help with your shoulders. Same concept, keep your head down. Start with your hands behind you. Don't touch the ground with your hands. Rotate forward. And turn your hands, rotate them down. So again, you want to do anywhere between 10 to 15 reps, slow and control. If you can't do it, raise your body up to be able to do it. If you can't put your hand behind your butt, just put it beside you and then work your way to getting that mobility. So now we're going to turn this mobility exercise into a strength training. So again, I'm adding weights. The key to this, make sure you don't touch the ground. So keep your hands in the air the whole time. Again, they make 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, even 4 pound, 5 pound weights. I would just start with 1 pound. These are 2. You can go up based on your strength. If you can't do the weights, just do your body weight until you feel more comfortable and get stronger. So we'll start from behind, 2 pound weight, same concept. You're gonna put your hands behind your back, and as you move it forward, you wanna rotate your hand where it's face down. So when you see me at first, it's gonna be face up. Do anywhere from, like I said, 10 to 15 reps. Do about 3 to 5 sets. Just depends on you. You can start off with just doing mobility, and then you can do like 1 set of mobility, and the last 2 sets you can actually do the strength training. Vice versa, depends on how you feel, you know, your range of motion. So if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.